You're going to want to check this out. The 12 attitudes that will stop you from becoming rich. A lot of people who struggle financially because of poverty stay poor. Do you know why? They think that they cannot become rich because they do not have enough capital and do not have the right ideas. They also believe that they are not in the right industry and they do not have connections that will make them succeed. Well, these are not exactly what makes the poor stay poor. Most of the time, it's because of ego. You may be thinking, that's not true. I really do not have money. It's not because of my ego. You may not know it, but ego can be disguised as many things. In this video, we will talk about the many egos that prevent the poor from becoming rich and successful. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to learn more about wealth and get updates on our content. Alright, let's start the countdown with number 12, the blame. Your blame ego simply finds fault in everything except yourself. You always say, it's not my fault. It's because of the government that I am poor. It's the economy's fault. The industry sucks. My co-workers are not competitive enough. My parents and my entire family is poor and I can never be rich. My boss is not paying me enough. The blame ego basically never stops pointing fingers. Stop saying it's everyone else's fault when you are also the one to blame. Stop making excuses for your lack of effort and start doing everything you can to get yourself out of your poor situation. Remember, lame people blame people. Number 11, the know-it-all. Stop assuming that you know how everything works. Read books. Do not go starting up a business without understanding the basics and the risks, because I assure you, it's not going to work. When you make mistakes, examine where you went wrong. If you keep doing the same things over again, do not expect to get different results. Continue learning and improving, because you can never know about everything. There will always be new things to discover and learn. Number 10, the frightened. Fear is what holds back a lot of people. It's always because they're afraid of failure, afraid of making mistakes, afraid of taking risks. They often think that they are going to get negative results. It's the what-if questions that make them hesitate. What if I do the wrong thing or make a wrong decision? What if I lose money? What if I face a big problem I cannot solve? What if it doesn't work? Well, think about it. What if it does work? Fear is short for false evidence appearing real. It is something that your mind made up to fool you into thinking that you can't do it. Will you let the frightened ego hold you back? Number 9, the play it safe. It is the ego that makes you stay in your comfort zone when you're content and comfortable. You believe that you don't need to have big ambitions when you can be so much more than you are now. When you get too comfortable, you stop growing. You have to learn to take the big leap so you can become an even more successful person. Don't play safe. It's time for you to step out of your comfort zone and think outside the box. Number 8, the self-righteous. You see a black Porsche on the road as you're walking peacefully down the street. What is the first thing you think of? Who does that person think they are driving that expensive car? So arrogant and greedy. They probably didn't even use their own money to buy the car. They're a corrupt person who preys on the poor to become insanely rich. Let me ask you this. How are you so sure that they did not work hard to earn more than enough to afford such a luxurious car? Stop judging people. When you see a successful person and judge them for not being smart enough or attractive enough, that just reflects how insecure you are. You never know their backstory. How are you sure that they did not sacrifice years of their lives to achieve what they have? How do you know he's some vain person who wants to show off? If you associate their success with pride, how can you become a successful person yourself? Number 7, the full of excuses. Do you want to make money or do you want to keep making excuses? Choose only one because you cannot do both. Just go for it. Don't think that you can't afford to take the risk or that you don't have the money. Stop saying that you cannot handle difficulties. You can have many reasons not to do something. You just have to find one good reason to do it. Stop believing that you can't because you can. Number 6. The people pleasing. Do not base your happiness on other people. You don't have to prioritize them over yourself. There's nothing wrong with being considerate, but there are certain times that you have to be selfish and put yourself first. By being a little selfish, you can become generous. You don't have to make sacrifices all the time. Family first, friends first. When will it be your turn? Know when you're pleasing people too much that you're forgetting about making yourself improve and be happy. Before we continue, if you want to make some quick cash, then you can click on the link in the description of this video. You can make some money fast with no experience required. Alright, let's get back to it. Number 5. The self-justifying. Stop thinking of reasons why you can't do something or choose not to do it. Don't say that you have no experience or that you're too young or too old. Don't think it's too late to start because you have a partner and kids. Instead of using them as excuses, make them your motivation so you can work harder and create a better version for yourself and them. Don't focus on reasons why you shouldn't do something. Focus on reasons why you should. Number 4. The envious. Stop thinking about things you should have done and things that you're not capable of doing. Why them and not me? Do not have this mindset. Do not be jealous of other people's achievements and think that they became successful illegally or selfishly. Instead, think of what you can do to become successful like these people. Number 3. The pretentious. Have you met another person with whom you make an instant connection? They are so genuine and sincere that you easily give them your trust. And have you met someone who makes you uncomfortable for no particular reason? You feel like you cannot trust them and that they're fake, so you cannot build that connection. Well, here's a tip. Learn to give people the benefit of the doubt, because not every person you meet is out to get you. Not everybody's fake. Try looking at yourself. Sometimes you can be pretentious too. You become a different person depending on who you're interacting with. Just be yourself. It's much better to be hated for being who you are than to be loved for who you are not. Number 2. The too sensitive. Are you the type of person who worries a lot about what other people think of them? Do you let their opinions affect you? Are you sensitive to criticisms? When doing something or making a decision, do you think, oh, what will they think of this? What will they think of me? You start doubting yourself even though you know you're doing the right thing. You have to understand that you will always be subject to criticism. Even when you're at the top of your game, the richest, most successful person in the world, you will be criticized. But do not let that stop you from being the best. As they say, haters gonna hate. Do not care about what people say about you as long as you're doing the right thing. And last but not the least, number 1. The arrogant. This is one of the most common egos that prevent people from being successful, even entrepreneurs. The truth is, you do not have to do everything by yourself. Keep in mind that there will always be people who know more than you do. There are things that they can do better. Find people you can trust and allow them to help you. Remove the superior mentality and be open to suggestions. 2 heads are better than 1. More incredible things can be achieved by 2 or more people. See, a company cannot run with only one person. It is made up of people who manage different tasks and do them well. It is successful only because of a teamwork. A car can only work efficiently because of the many parts that make it up. The same way, a goal can only be fulfilled when a group of people works towards it together. Assess yourself. Which of these egos do you have? Do you think you can overcome them and stop them from holding you back? Work on these weaknesses so you can easily become successful and rich. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed this content, please press the thumbs up button. You can also leave comments to let us know your suggestions and thoughts. See you next time!